G'day everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can see, we've got to the point where we've got it in a million pieces. Still got a little ways to go. So what you're seeing here is a probably combined 10 to 12 hour effort over the course of a couple of weeks. Just when I had time to hook in and do bits and pieces. I'll chuck a time lapse in after the intro just to see what I started with and how we ended up here. So that should be interesting to watch. We've got the cab ready to come off and also the tray. So just need some more manpower to help lift that off. Probably in a couple of weeks we'll get some time to do that. All the wiring harness out, we'll check all that out when we go through it. When I've been unplugging it, I've used the label maker just to label these wires where they'll go. When it all drops back into through the grommets that goes through the cab and whatnot, and you lay it out, it should be pretty self-explanatory where they go, but the labeling just helps along the way because it'll be quite a while before I get to put this harness back in when we're going back the other way, putting it all together. So labels should make it easy, should be my friend. Also, just to make things a bit easier as we go, when we're stripping it down, we've got all labels on these boxes, roughly packaged up. Sorry about the glare on the light there, it's a bit hard to see, but yeah. And we use plastic bags for bolts. So we're just labeling them so we know where they will go. Just makes life easier. Also a bit of an update on the engineering. So we've got provisional approval from the Department of Transport to do all the modifications that I asked for. The only one, this is an issue, I'll put it in the application, is that you can't actually use these extended shackles. So they've just said they're not allowed to be used. I presume that means they're illegal in WA, but when we go back, we'll put the standard shackles back in and use a raised spring instead. Now I've got the fuel tank out. Well, it's a sub tank at least as well. So under here, we'll have to make a frame to hold the sub tank because it has to go back 150 mil. And those are the cab mounts there where the fuel tank mounts into the cab. So what we'll do is make a frame stiffener that'll hang the fuel tank off, probably two, similar to that one. That round one there that you can see, that has to come out to make room for the transmission. So we'll take that one out and then we'll make one or two that hang further back and hang the fuel tank off that so we can have a sub tank once again once the automatic's been put in. We'll have to make up a new cross member as well because that's further back as well. So that's where we're at with it. Drained all the oils out as well. Transmission was really clean. Gearbox, really clean. I was surprised at that. Given the Ks, it's nearly 300,000 Ks. I mean, I have changed it since I've had it, but still would have expected to see it slightly dirty with a bit of wear in there, ongoing wear as they do. But that was clean as a whistle. The transfer case was really dirty. Front diff was clean, as you'd expect. It only gets used some of the time when you're in full drive. The rear diff was, as expected, reasonably dirty as well. The oil that come out of that. So there we are. Once we get the cab and the tray off, then we can look to doing the transmission. Remove the gearbox, I'll leave the engine sitting in there for now. The engine will come out, but we'll sit it in there and we'll go through it, through the stack up and the mount mock-up of the 8HP 70. So that's the automatic transmission that we're putting in that. I'll do another video on the bits and pieces that go into fitting that into the car and how it all works. So for now, I'll drop in the time lapse, enjoy that, and I'll see you after that for a bit of an outro, which I've been told that I need to have in these videos. Happy to have the constructive feedback on the videos in the comments, just let me know. So there you have it, folks. This is where we're at. After the time lapse, we got to this. The next steps, remove the cab and tray. We will mock up the transmission onto the back of the engine, sort out the new mounts for that. Then we'll take those back out. We have to tidy up the chassis, maybe a sandblast and powder coat. We'll see how carried away we get with that. And then we'll be rebuilding the other components, going through new bearings and seals in the steering box, diffs, transfer case, do some inspection on all these bits and pieces before we start putting it back together. We'll send the cab and the tray off separately and the other panels to the body shop to be straightened out and painted. Haven't chosen a colour yet, but we'll get there. Got a few nice colours I'm looking at. Change it up from the boring white. And if there's anything you guys would like to see, just put it in the comments below. Any further explanations on what I'm doing here. And if you know any mates who are interested in this sort of stuff, feel free to share and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.